quickly because it'll clearly be old Sidsbury Thrills. Good morning, members. I'd like to call this meeting to order. My name is Nathan Cooper. I'm the MLA for the outstanding constituency of Old Didsbury Three Hills. I'd like to open this meeting by asking members and those joining us at the committee table to introduce themselves for the record. I will then call upon members joining us remotely to introduce themselves. I would also note that Mr. Van Dyken is an official substitute for Mr. Roswell, Mr. Cayende for Member Phillips, Mr. Haji for Member Sabir, Mr. Lovely for Mr. Long. And beginning with the committee clerk, please introduce yourselves and we'll go around the table.
Good morning, Aaron Roth, committee clerk.
Shane Getson, MLA Lexington Parkland, God's Country, and Deputy Chair.
Good morning, Terry Langley, Sergeant Arms.
Leanne Bell, Chief of Staff to the Speaker.
Good morning, David Hagan, Edmonton Northwest.
Good morning, everyone. Christina Gray, Edmonton Millwoods.
Darren Joy, Senior Financial Officer for the Legislative Assembly Office.
Good morning, Trafton Koenig, Parliamentary Council Office.
Good morning, Dave Ludwig, Executive Director, Corporate Services.
Good morning, Shannon Dean, Clerk.
Mr. Yao, please.
Danny Yao, Fort McMurray Wood Buffalo.
Mr. Cayende.
Good morning, Samir Kayande, the excellent constituency of Calgary Elbow.
Mr. Haji. Sorry, we missed you there.
Good morning, Sharif.
Thank you.
Good morning, Sharif Haji, MLA for Edmonton Decor.
And we have heard from Ms. Lovely. She's on her. She's currently joining us remotely, but will be joining us here in person in just moments. So we'll allow her to introduce herself for the record. Oh, there she is.
Thank you, I'm here. The elevator is out of commission, so I'm just going a minute here, and I'll be there momentarily. Good morning, everyone.
Excellent. And Mr. Van Dyken.
Glenn Van Dyken, the Athabasca Barhead West Slot.
Before we turn to the business at hand, a few operational items. Please note that the microphones are operated by Hansard staff. Committee proceedings are streamed live on the internet and broadcast on Alberta Assembly TV. The audio and video system and transcript of the meeting can be accessed via the Legislative Assembly website. Those participating via video conference are encouraged to please turn on your camera while speaking and mute your microphone while you are not speaking. Members participating virtually who wish to be placed on the speakers list are asked to email or send a message in the group chat to the committee clerk. Members in the room can indicate to the chair your desire to be on the speaking list. Please set your cell phones and other electronic devices to silent during the meeting. And this brings us to item number 2, the approval of the agenda. Are there any proposed revisions, additions, or changes to the agenda? Seeing none, I'm prepared to take a motion to approve that. Mr. Getson, is there any questions, comments, concerns, discussion with respect to the agenda? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say no. Remotely, please say aye.
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 Remotely, please say no. Motion is carried. Item number 3, the approval of the meeting minutes. Are there any amendments to the minutes of our last committee meeting? The motion that one of you may want to propose is that the Special Standing Committee on Member Services approve the minutes as distributed for its meeting held January 29th. Is there any other questions, comments, concerns with respect to additions or changes? If not, would someone move that motion? Mr. Egan? Any other questions? Hearing and seeing none. All those in favor of the approval of the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say no. Remotely, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, please say no. Motion is carried. Honorable members, that brings us to the substantive portion of our meeting, which is item number 4, the 2024-2025 Legislative Assembly budget estimates. Before I begin, I would like to thank the legislative staff, members of our finance team, committee clerks, and others who have spent a great deal amount of time in the preparation of the estimates. I'd also like to thank all members of the committee who have worked very collaboratively over the past number of months to ensure that we can get here to today. And I would like to thank you for your cooperation and hope that will extend through to today's meeting. The budget estimates for the Legislative Assembly Office. Let me start by providing an overview to the committee of the Legislative Assembly fiscal year 2024-2025 budget. After this, I'll turn it over to the clerk for more detailed discussion on the budget. On December 13th, 2023, the committee met and approved the budget parameters document to provide direction to the Legislative Assembly Office for the preparation of the 2024-2025 budget. In addition, there is an addendum to these parameters that was discussed at our meeting on January 29th, which provided further direction to LEO administration to include in the budget a contingency for decisions pending from the committee pertaining to the review of compensation, benefits, and allowances. The budget parameters approved on December 13th outlined a proposed budget increase of 6.5% to facilitate the required changes that were discussed and approved by the committee. We now expect that budget increase to approximately $8.1 million. The $8.1 million increase is comprised of the following: 1.4 or 3.9% increase in an MLA administration, 1.1 or 3.7 increase to the LEO branches, $334,000 or 3.6% increase to caucus funding, special funding requirements of $200,000 for one-time planning or one-time funding for the Enterprise Resource Planning Project, $1.5 million for the Boundary Commission, and a 1.9 contingency for employee market adjustments. And in addition, in accordance with the amendment to the budget parameters document, a 1.9 contingency for decisions that are pending regarding the committee review of member compensation, benefit, and allowances. In summary, setting aside the provision for the Electoral Boundary Commission, the member compensation, benefit, allowance contingency, the proposed increase to the LAO budget is $4.7 million. With these changes, the total voted expenditures for the LAO would increase to $84,854,000. The key components of this total are following: approximately 46% or $39.4 million is allocated to MLA administration, 36% or $30.2 million is allocated to the LAO branches, and $11 million or 9.5% is allocated to caucuses. The remaining 7% are special funding requirements, namely $5.8 million allocated to the Electoral Boundary Commission, Enterprise Resource System, and system one-time cost, IT planning and development, as well as the employee market adjustment contingency. With that said, I'll now turn it over to Shannon, the clerk of the Legislative Assembly of Alberta, and she will provide some additional remarks.
Thank you, Speaker, and good morning, committee members. The budget you have before you is presented in accordance with parameters that were previously approved by this committee. As the Speaker noted, the overall increase to the LAO budget will be being proposed is $8.1 million, bringing the budget to approximately $84.8 million. And just to focus in on a few of the comments of the Speaker mentioned with respect to the $8.1 million adjustment, it's comprised of the following: 3.9% increase in MLA admin, 3.7% increase to LAO branches, 3.6% increase in caucus funding, and then there are some special funding requirements, notably $1.5 million for the Electoral Boundaries Commission, as the Speaker mentioned, and we have a contingency of $1.9 million for pending decisions pending this committee's review of member compensation, benefits, and allowances. And there is also an employee market adjustment contingency to accommodate any future general market adjustment to the management and opted out excluded non-management employees of the Legislative Assembly. and these would parallel any adjustments made for the Alberta Public Service. This adjustment includes LAO branches, caucus, and constituency staff. I would also note that in accordance with the budget parameters, an adjustment to operational expenses has been included for increases in the CPI reflecting current inflation rates. Now, as you may know, staff compensation comprises a significant component of the budget. And to briefly summarize and focusing first on branch staff, there will be a merit adjustment of 3.3% for estimated 60% of managers who are eligible, and a 4% for those 60% of employees who are eligible. These adjustments impact staff benefits, resulting in increased employer contributions to the health benefit and pension plans, as well as premiums for CPP, EI, and WCB. These adjustments will also be applied to eligible caucus and constituency office staff. Again, these adjustments impact employer contributions to benefits and statutory contributions. And as I mentioned earlier, we've built in a contingency funds to plan for any market adjustments to parallel those made for the Alberta Public Service, and those decisions are still pending. With respect to LAO branch operations, there are several operational improvements that we are working on and increases to branch budgets to reflect that. Notably, an increase in security staff, approximately 3 FTEs or so, enhancement to security screening equipment, as well as increase to visitor services staffing, about 2 FTE equivalents, and some of the event costs are also increasing. We are aiming and striving to bring our programming back to pre-pandemic levels, and I'd also draw to your attention that we're continuing to enhance the democracy exhibit on the main floor of this building. So in summary, the overall adjustment to LAO branch operations of $1.6 million amounts to about 1/5 of the overall budget increase previously mentioned. So with that, Speaker, I'll take any questions that committee members may have.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Ms. Dean. Are there any questions for Shannon or myself with respect to the budget before you? I know that we've had a lot of good conversations in the lead up to this as well. So if there is any, though, now would be the time for them. Seeing and hearing none, I am prepared to ask a member of the committee or suggest, and perhaps Aaron would put it, the draft motion there, that the Special Standing Committee on Member Services approve the 2024-2025 Legislative Assembly budget estimates in the amount of $84,854,000 as submitted. Mr. Getson, is there any other questions, comments, discussion with respect to the motion as proposed by Member Getson? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say no. On the phones, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Motion is carried and so ordered. Thank you very much, everyone. I do appreciate that. Having approved the 2024-2025 legislative budget and updated constituency order is required so that the budget adjustments to the 2024-2025 fiscal year are properly reflected in the staffing and operating elements of the member services allowance. The draft order has been circulated to all committee members, and I'd now like to open the floor for discussions, comments with respect to the subject. And if not, I'm sure that Aaron can throw up the proposed draft motion that had been previously circulated. Is there anyone willing to move that motion? Sure, I'll move. Mr. Getson, is there any other additional questions, comments, concerns with respect to the motion? Sorry, Shane, can you read it into the record for me, as I didn't read this one in for us?
Sure. Moved by the MLA for Leilachs and Parkland, known as God's Country, that the Special Standing Committee on Member Services approve the Constituency Services Amendment Order 2024 as distributed and as amended.
Not as amended, just as distributed.
Just as distributed. Apologize.
No, it's okay. Any other questions, comments, concerns with respect to the motion as proposed by Member Getson? All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Any opposed, please say no. Remotely, please say aye.
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 Opposed, please say no. The motion is carried and so ordered. This moves us to agenda item number 5, other items of business. Don't believe there is any, but if anyone has any. Excellent. The next meeting will be at the call of the chair. Prior to concluding the meeting, again, I'd like to reiterate my great deal of debt of gratitude to all those who put in the extra hours and time and diligence in getting us to today. The LAO will conclude all of the documentation that is required and get our estimates over to Treasury Board and Finance just as quickly as possible. And with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Ms. Lovely. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say no. On the phones, please say aye.
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 Opposed, please say no. Motion is carried and so ordered, and the meeting stands adjourned.